Hello! Uh, this video is going to be about me getting rid of everything. I'm cleaning stock, I'm moving straight over to DaVinci, I'm leaving Vegas behind. Not in a bad or disgraceful way. I love Vegas. I think Vegas is awesome, but I am really enjoying DaVinci as of recent, especially the Fusion editor. It's a lot of fun. And it made me really happy with editing because it broadened what I could do. And what this video is going to be about is looking at all the projects that I have stored in Vegas, and we're getting rid of all of them. Not to say I'm never going to work on them again, but I have so many things that I haven't finished that I'm not going to port over to DaVinci. If I'm going to do anything in DaVinci, I'm going to make it from the ground up rather than just doing the XML file, moving it from one place to another, or whatever file you want to call it. Uh, so yeah, that's what this video is about. We're burning it all to the ground, and we're gonna look at all the things that we have stock in. If you ever want to do something with this stuff, it's completely free. It's first come first serve. These ideas, they're out in the world. They're yours to work with if you want to. That same goes to everything else I've made. I've done videos like this before where I've said, hey, what's in progress, what's been dropped, and what's nearly done. I have a couple of those, a lot of really good stuff over there that I still have yet to make. So yeah, if you feel like you're crunching on ideas and you see something here that you think is like, oh, this is actually super worthwhile, I would love to make something out of this, and you have the ability to do it, go right ahead, you know? I mean, I'm still gonna make something like it, and who knows, ours might be completely different, ours might be very similar, but that's the whole um, layout of the game, right? Seeing the perspectives on everybody, what choices everybody made in their editing practices and their artistic choices, and that's what this whole video is. So we're gonna start off with Vinland Saga. My tears are becoming a sea. So I made this at a kind of provocative time in my life. I actually believe I wanted to title the video "I Want to Live Now," and it's super emotional. I want, like, a lot of these things, a lot of my projects are kind of just built off of vibes alone and how I feel and what resonates with me and the audio at the time. Um, what we're gonna go through is actually, you know what? This one has writings. I have writings of this one, so let me look it up really quick because I know I have notes on it. I want to say it's this one or this one. Or maybe even my journal. I'm not sure. Yeah, I write a lot of things. I do digital media, but I also do physical stuff too. Whenever I'm making projects. So let's see. Here it is. This should be it. No, this is another project that I'm gonna come on to in a bit, or come to, or go to. Let's see. Not here. Is it in the mixed? Because there's no way I've totally written it before. Maybe in the journal. There was a time where I wanted to make my journal where it had all of my written projects as well, but I think I wanted to change that. Oh, look at this! This is awesome. I actually have a couple of different projects that are in here that didn't even exist at all. Wow, this is great. Alright, good stuff. Let's see. Is this it? Nope. Do 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 do. An average Wednesday for an average Wednesday for Alex Wolf. Okay, I'm gonna make these whenever they come in. Okay, I actually have a few. Wow. Okay, here we go. I Want to Live Now. Media, Vinland Saga, My Tears Are Becoming a Sea by M83. Okay, thinking that the beginning is going to be a fade-in montage of different moments in the anime before finally settling in on Thorfinn when he makes it back home as an adult. The music will play, and we will go back and forth between his walkthrough of town and maybe his father slash another moment in his past. Thinking that the crescendo will happen. I don't think I'm using crescendo correctly in that, but you know, I think what I think crescendo is like whenever everything rises, but I think crescendo is actually when everything falls. Green tea. Oh, I lost my place. Fuck. Here it is. Okay, I lost it. Ah. Thinking that the crescendo will happen when he either meets his mother or we see something that is very sublime? Question mark. Something that puts the viewer in awe, so we can shoot awe, like AWE. I know my freaking southern accent kind of beats that one. So we can choose emotion or awe. After that, it becomes an epic of different moments throughout the show, and maybe even moments in the future. But now that I think of it, we need a moment before the crescendo where Thorfinn is looking back again, so most likely it will be the moment with his father, and the epic will ensue until it all leads towards Thorfinn looking forward to his new purpose in life. Okay, so what this is mainly trying to be about is, I see it as the music has a huge range of pain, of love, like crying, laughing with people. It's such an awesome song. It reminds me, like I had recently finished up The Bear, and The Bear has been amazing. And their season 1 finale track, "Let Down" by Radiohead, is incredible, and it has that same exact feeling that I get from this song as well. So I think a lot of it is like even in this strife, you know, you have like a. So let's see. Thinking in the beginning is going to be a fate montage, different moments in the anime. Let's see. Let's read up on this one. What did this one tell me? So montage of events leading up to Thorfinn returning to Iceland, right around here. Okay. I also had thoughts in my mind of making this whenever it's been so long since I've seen anything Vinland Saga. Uh, what is her name? I'm trying to remember it as I listen. From you. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Yeah, this is a project that was made for another time. This was made for time. Dude, this guy has some stuff on his brain that he is ready to get out. This guy is me. I totally get the vision of what I was trying to go for. I don't think this is necessarily what I'm wanting to do, but this is the feeling that I want it to be like, where it's like, what is all coming next? And this is exactly what I'm saying. That's why I'm really happy that there's actually timeline messages on this. Yeah, so montage of events leading up to Thorfinn returning to Iceland. Iceland, Thorfinn walks through his old home, seeing past moments, remembering his father's words. And then epic, everything we've been through, our tears, our laughs, our people, our wars, everything, and everything that will come next. I think it was Arnheid or Arnace. Her husband, it was going to begin with him and him seeing his children. I wanted it to kind of be like, I could see it being their story and also Thorfinn's story. But I also wanted her to die here. This is where she would have probably died. That, or it would have been with Thorfinn. I want it to, as grand as the music is, I wanted it to begin in a low point. Because it's such a weird emotion, this moment in the track. You could see it as your greatest feat or your greatest sadness is how you can choose to see it, and it's all what comes to you in the moment. And I think that was such a good thing about this song, and that's why I thought it was so worthwhile to be used in Vinland Saga. But yeah, this is a rough idea of what the video is going to be. It's going to be me playing a little bit of it. Most of these projects, they might not even have anything worth playing. It might just be the song. It might just be a couple moments like this one. It could be a huge swath that could be in there. But yeah, that is My Tears Are Becoming a Sea. I think a lot of it is about the appreciation of life. No matter what it brings you. I think that is ultimately what I'm trying to say in this whole project. I actually do have projects that aren't in Vegas that are just in writing. I don't think I will talk about those because I'm looking at them right now. I just have them on me. Yeah, I got like 4 or 5 pages worth of projects that are right here in front of me. And I think these ones, it's fine to just keep here. Not to say I'm keeping it from you, but I think it's just, if it doesn't even have a digital presence connected to Vegas, that's for another time. You know? Once there's progress, maybe I'll show it. But that was My Tears Are Becoming a Sea, Vinland Saga, title I Want to Live Now. So let's see what the next one is. Isaac, this one I'm actually not going to show you. I'm not showing you this one because I was working on it in Vegas, but this is the one that I remade in DaVinci. Same thing with What Am I If I Can't Make. These are the two that I've taken with me, and these are the only ones I'm taking with me. I've talked about a couple of these ones, but we'll go with KAIJU. KAIJU was just a fun one. It actually has a lot of progress in it. It's the trend of using Spectrum's Fly, but for Godzilla instead. I'll just give this one a little playthrough. It seems pretty fun. Okay. I got you, Jason. I get you. This was also during the time whenever I was trying really hard to just make something, and I had a very hard time doing it. And it actually made me even more discouraged because I was just thinking to myself, how can I not finish even a 1-minute video? But I totally understand why I didn't make this. I've come to learn a lot of projects that I've created, they don't survive a sort of litmus test that I haven't given it yet. There's a point where I'm making progress in a video. I'm making so much for a video, and then I hit a stopping point, and I kind of feel that there's really not much more I can give this. There's not a nice spin that I like on it. There's just not much to it for me, and so I kind of leave them. Was there more to this? No, it was just this much. Yeah, short video. Not much to say. That's the big thing. Not much to say. I do like the techniques. It's a teaching experience, if anything else. I feel like there's more I would add to this. Way more I would add to this. I can't believe there's not more to this. I think there was a plan to add more. Anywho, that was Kaiju. I probably shouldn't go by date. I should go by name because the name just goes up and up. Coin, sure. This one is it actually might take a second. Oh, never mind. It takes no time to load. This one is actually a really fun one that is another problem where it doesn't pass its litmus test, and I think it's because this video needs more than just editing. I think it needs some of its own original work. But this one, do I have anything on coin operated boy? I don't think I do. Doing a video on Cryptum Day. Aw. I finished reading Cryptum. That was a lot of fun. Do 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 do. You know, I probably should close and reopen for certain videos instead of doing one big file. That would be smart. Do you happen to have anything? I'm looking to see if I happen to have any written pieces on certain projects. But at the moment, it doesn't look like it. I'll probably go into my drive and see that. Because I want to say I did write something for Coin Operated Boy. But if I did, it was probably written in another, in a video of mine. You know what? Actually, we'll move past this one. No, we won't. Here. I'll go in the drive and do it real quick. Google Drive. Drive projects. Working on, let's see, no coin operated boy at the moment, but I think it is in this one project. So let's see. Here we go. I wanted to make a music video using that song Coin Operated Boy, which was used for a certain character in Creature Commandos GI Robot. I never watched the show, only that clip. I only ever heard the song there. I had been playing Wolfenstein recently. Wolfenstein has Nazis. In turn, the video will be made. See, that is one of my big problems, right? But then it became much more. I had always loved Wolfenstein because it had such a subtle way of talking about such deep things. Deep. There are things I've never seen in fiction that I've only seen in Wolfenstein. Or at the very least... Oh, look at that. I literally say it right here. Or at least it was the first. I thought about abuse, about duty, about the right and wrong decisions. The song Coin Operated Boy for Wolfenstein was going to be about Blazkowicz's abuse as a child and how he made himself such a strong person, but is still haunted by that trauma. A glass house is what he made. That was what the song was going to be about. A 250-pound child, and then I wanted multiple perspectives, Anya, his father, Frau Engel, but it doesn't exist because I hadn't made it yet. So yeah, that was the main point of the video, was going to talk about how, like, tough Blazkowicz has it. But there was a lot of nice imagery I had in my mind while I was making it too. Let's see, what is this at? I'm imagining it was gonna be open right here, and this is how it was gonna go. I get it. And then he would just go through, kill all these people. Probably what around here, the made of plastic and elastic, it was probably gonna have the Nazi soldiers marching, um, just as a sort of spectacle. A lot of editing is spectacle, storytelling, and synergy. I don't think there is much more past this point. I think I'm just playing the video. I think what I was doing is I was playing the video to see what would make it. I understand it. Yeah, so that was like mainly the big point of the video. I think some of my favorite scenes was going to be during rising moments, like let's say around here. This is quite good. But it would be around here. So a lot of this moment, it was going to be kind of like slow motion shots going in on his like face, how he's looking, him turning into a face of sadness to a face of rage, killing Nazis right here. It would go into the brutalities, the animations, and then it would just more, and it would rise and rise and rise faster, switching between his face and the kills, all that, until it would finally stop on his father, where his last kill was his father. His father would be dead on the ground, and then it would go onto his face. It's at this point that we would have gone into the process of him being imprisoned, him being set up for execution, him being executed, them taking his body and transforming it into something new. Or, you know, just giving him that super strong Nazi body. And the way this ended, I wasn't too sure about. Because I feel that once we get to this last verse right here, it feels like it goes into I'm sort of pretending that life is okay, like I always have, and the problem is still there. And I don't know how well that works for Wolfenstein because of the way that the pacing goes at this point. Once he gets his body, it's very strange, but it just all moves back up. And I felt like it was a bit unnatural for the game. I feel like this song is more of a natural progression. I could see it probably being useful during Wyatt's Sunset for Humanity speech. Like that is the lowest point of the game, and then rising from there. But the extent of this was going to be about how Blazkowicz is such a strong character who is really just as small as everybody else. And to really grow from your trauma is to face it all. And I think this doesn't necessarily work that well, because that's also not exactly what Blazkowicz is. Blazkowicz has shown many moments of growth. One from his father, and just as a I don't want to use the buzzword progressive, but I think progressive is the only word I can use. Like progressing in his own path to be someone better. And I also think one of the coolest things about the game was the blonde-haired, blue-eyed, corn-fed Jewish man taking on the Nazis. I always thought that was a really cool one. But yeah, this was Coin Operated Boy. Super nice one. I feel like there is some value in here, but yeah, it's on the table. So let's move on. Boots. This one's fun. I like this one. This is over the 28 years later Boots trailer used for Amnesia the Bunker. Another project that I really wanted to get done, but unfortunately couldn't because I was really in a rut at the time whenever it came to making projects. But it's super fun.
7, 6, 11, 5, 9 and 20 miles today, 4, 11, 17, 32 the day before. Boost, 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 moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the war. Don't, don't, don't look at what's in front of you. Boost, 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 boost. If your eyes drop out in the wall,
I like the tension that's being made here.
to think of something different. People going lunatic.
Also, a great movie. I love the movie.
Moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the wall. 7, 6, 11, 5, 4, 17, 32 the day before.
Yeah, it's a fun trailer. I think these are all like the clips I can use for it that I could just toss in if I wanted to, but I don't think that's something I wanted to do. This is a super cool one. It's just not much to it, just a horror trailer. But it does a nice job of making the tension. So yeah, quick drop. Anybody wants to do something with it, free to take. Boots. The light. What is the light? I think this was... Oh, I know what this is. This was just me wanting to use sync chroma for what's good. Yeah, not much you can do with it. I bet you in DaVinci this one could be much easier to work with. Because DaVinci has a really like nice dedicated audio editor. I get it. Destroyer of Chernobyl. I'm so sad this one never came out. Oh wow, I have no progress on this. Okay, basically all it was gonna be was the Oppenheimer soundtrack being used with Stalker, not Call of Chernobyl, Heart of Chernobyl. Basically, it was gonna be which song is this? My favorite idea that I had for this was, and I actually think it's totally usable. I haven't finished, or I've never even played Heart of Chernobyl, but I've seen like clips from the trailers, and there's a moment where the main character is running his hands through the leaves, and it feels very reminiscent of the ending of Shadow of Chernobyl, and that is exactly what this song was kind of meant for. So what is this? Yeah, the emotion here is kind of like looking around at the grass, at the beauty of the zone, after everything that's happened. Being in the field where the dragonfly is, where the grass is, laying down, rising up. But once again, another one of these projects that I feel like there is a vibe there, but there's not a vision there. There's a feeling that's there, but not a clear, strong perspective. So it's a nice concept, but I can see why this hasn't made as much progress. I know that I think this was one of my older files that got corrupted and then I had to make from the ground up, but this was like probably a year or so back. So it's so long I can't even remember. But I can totally see why this one never held water because it was just a feeling. Uh it wasn't a vision. So let's see what we got next. Godzilla. That's a crazy one. Godzilla has a lot of progress from what I remember. Watch it be nothing. just straight nothing. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Wow, wow, wow. Lots of audio work here. Nice intro. I remember it was starting off uh not Toji. I cannot remember his name. Cool anime. Great manga. A lot of people didn't like the ending. I was into it. Or felt it was too rushed, which was totally true. It was very rushed. Audio could have been better. I like that. See, now this one had vision. This one totally did. I like it. Song's a little corny, but I like the vibe it's trying to give. This is the whole reason I wanted the video. That's the whole reason I wanted the video to be there. This clip alone, like, fits so well. So well done. That was so well done. Let's skip over a bit. Good sequence. Another one of these projects that I feel like could do well with a like fusion touch or an After Effects touch. Works like that. Yeah, this project would really do well if what is the Adobe? So there's Adobe Premiere, Adobe After Effects. Vegas has its own effects program, and then there's DaVinci Fusion. Any After Effects-esque program where you can do FX editing, it's like the best thing ever for anime. It is such a gift. Like people who do what are the animated mangas? I forget what they're called, but people who do like those fluid manga animations on just the panels, those are all like After Effects work, and it is so well done. What is going on here? Great movements. Yeah, that was awesome. That's also another thing that I saw that's like, this is why this video needs to be made. I think the biggest problem facing anime-based edits is whenever they were made and what is completed, because there are things that have happened in the show, or I mean in the manga, that would be so amazing to see in an edit, but the time just isn't there. This is one of those things that I could definitely see making a lot of progress and even being completed once the new seasons come out. But it's all yours, man. If you want to do anything with it. Let's move on. Garbage Day is an old one. Garbage Day has to be like 4 or 5 years old. But Garbage Day has some of the coolest ones. It has some of my favorite things I've edited in it, especially whenever it comes to audio and sequence words. It's gonna take a while. I have video footage of all 3 Souls games in this one video. Like every cutscene that I got myself on a like uh 90 megabit or like 90, yeah, I think it's like 90 bytes a second or 90 megabits a second bit rate. No, no, no. Yeah, bit rate is MBS or mbps. So it's a huge file, and once I get rid of everything, this will clear up so much space. I think I want to say this is probably like 100 something gigs. Lots of audio work here. Let's go with the intro.
Thou who art undead art chosen. Without really knowing why.
Concept
You're undead, aren't you?
needs more sound effects, but that's cool. I get the emotion that's here, or I get the feeling that's here.
Thou who art undead art chosen.
I love seeing my old armors too.
Really knowing why. You're
Like that Dark Souls 1 armor. It's quite common, but I love it so much. Let's move on. I think there's actually audio here as well. So this first one was going to be the first three guys that you meet whenever you play Dark Souls. Crestfallen Warrior, Hawkwood, and the guy from Dark Souls 2 who is also awesome. I just feel like an asshole for not remembering his name. But the idea was that it was like as if all three of them were huddled together, or they were all speaking as one person talking to you, and that's kind of what it is. A lot of Dark Souls, the motif of Dark Souls is a lot of like the cycle.
well, since you're here, let me help you out.
Yeah, this is just a lot of fun. So this was seeing the bells, Ornstein versus Smo, the Lord Vessel, and then after dropping the Lord Vessel, which is a lot of fun right here, this is gonna be Dark Souls 3 around here. All the endings of the game, and then it would have just been chaos at this point, which is really fun. So what happens over here? Let's see.
Chosen undead, your fate. Link the fire. Usher in.
It's tough right here because of Koth and Framp. They sound the same. Oh, come on!
Dark.
No! It's my favorite seeing the thing shoot up. Alright, anyway. What is this? Nashandra. I get it. Yeah, it's about to come in. Yeah, this would have been like just parry farming Gwen. The do. Standing before end of games. I get that. This is my favorite part. That's awesome. That's my character. Ah, I remember this guy. I used him in Elden Ring. He was like my same guy in Elden Ring.
Hand it over your dark soul.
This is so fun. And then it would have been starting again. Aw, this one's so cute. I love this one. I love this one. What a cute video. I should totally make this at some point. But we're killing it all. So, wow. Look at all of these files. Intro all the way to Wyvern Kill. I think I like fell down on this guy, didn't I? Wyvern Fail. Can I see it? Good work, good work. Alright, so that was that. Let's go to freedom. What is freedom? No, please. Oh, I know this one. This one's so cool. It is completely off vibes. There is no vision for this besides like me making a pseudo story for my tarnished character who was absorbed by the frenzied flame. This has kind of succeeded by the what is it called? Not final hour, one more hour video that I made. This is kind of like a prequel to that video. Ah, dude, there's so many freaking effects on this guy's eye. Oh, oh, that's so cool. Dude, what was I even doing here? Man, nobody loves my shit like I love my shit, dude. I will be my my best shooter for myself, man. This is so cool. Like, if only there was a way, and I actually hope it never happens in existence, if only there was a way you could see what's in my brain as I listen to these tracks. God, I hope that never happens, but if only there was a way you could. You would be like, bro, this dude is on some crazy shit. I can't even look at it. Like, I can't even read it. Because it looks so stupid. Everybody's brain is like AI videos. Like, that's... You think you're thinking of something like very crisp and it's got a lot of clarity and it's a very vivid image, but it's just an AI picture. Like, it's like a really shitty AI video. Can I keep on? All right, anywho, this is fun. You can't do anything with this. You don't know what to do with this. You have no idea what to do with this. I'm really sorry. This is actually one of those things where it's like, dude, what are you gonna be able to make with this? I would just recommend. What I would recommend you do whenever you watch this video is just listen to all the tracks. Not every track, but listen to the tracks that come up on here. So, I might pronounce this wrong. Slauson Malone, I Can Make You Feel Freedom, Katri. This is a really nice track. Alright, let's move on. Vyral. This was going to be... I actually can't even use it, but this was going to be for Cyberpunk. Spartan Ops. Oh, I remember what this was. This was for Halo. And this was kind of just going to be one of those, like hard bass edits or whatever they're called, like Fonk edits, for Halo. I see why I deleted it. I can understand why I deleted it. If you want to use that track, you can. It was going to be, the UNSC Infinity crashing into one of the Covenant carriers, I think was the start. And then it was going to be, Palmer's voice is like... the Coveys want to meet God. We'll be the first ones to send them there, I think is what the vibe was. Police. This was for Left 4 Dead 2. A super cool one. All of them are super cool, but I'm going to say it every time. Nice track. I guess he was being made in like SFM or like some kind of animation software rather than using the footage. I could totally see why this didn't hold water though. The emotion just is not there. Yeah, see, like, there's nothing here. I think I dropped these because it was like some... What was it? I think that there was like moments that actually were pretty cool. I think it's right here. I kind of like wanted changes on the outside. Where it would be like everybody was like dazed and looking around, and the background would change to different locations that you play in the game. But I can totally see why this doesn't work. Oh look, he's talking. That's so funny, dude. Yeah, I totally see why this didn't make it anywhere. Where are we now? Wave Goodbye. I think this is supposed to be for Doom. Dead Space 2. Okay. Let's ignore all files. Whoa! It was just a bunch of drops. So this was Manhattan Skyline. Oh, no, I know what this was. This was just gonna be me doing like a video compilation. Yeah, there's nothing to this. Don't even worry about it. Gentle. Do not go gentle in that good night. I remember this. Yeah, yeah, this is just gonna be me doing a bunch of verses from different authors. Anthony Hopkins, Richard Burton, Dylan Thomas, Michael Sheen, Dylan Thomas. This is just going to be like a different multiple films. Truman Show, Berserk, Unbroken, The World. I could see why this didn't hold water. I make a lot of like cringy stuff, I gotta tell you. Let's see. Robot Cowboy was so cool. This was me beating Downwell. And I was doing a little video with Adventure Time. This one would really work with Fusion. Because I think that was like the main point. Yeah, I get it. And then this was going to be the outro of Joshua's final message. Also, the only way I beat Downwell was by playing the game at 50% due to a bug. Where it's like, I think if you had a certain thing on, your game played at like half speed. And I was like, well, fuck it, let's keep it so that it keeps doing this. This is cool. The whole thing would have been like kind of like a remix fight with the boss.
You're gonna do great things. You're gonna do great.
This is awesome. What a cool video. And then it goes to you seeing the cat, right? There would have been a bit where it's like everybody's on the couch. It would have been like all the different style characters just sitting on the couch like grooving to the song. I think it's like right here. Right here. This would have been the spot. Like everybody in a little party. That's so sweet. Keep me. Oh man, this was old. I remember you. I completely remember this. According to IMDb in 2019, 12,536 films were released to the public. This is, I think, like a complete waste of time, is what I'd say. Okay. Good job, Jason. I think the only thing that's here is like, yeah, Captain America. Because I was getting all the shots. Oh, here we go. Look at him. Well, that's a misclick. I see what I was trying to do. I was trying to do a music video of damn near as many films as I could that were made in 2019 with this song, Vanilla Fudge, You Keep Me Hanging On. This was a very ambitious project, and I can totally see why it never made it. But if anybody wants to do this, you would get a really popular video. This is like, what was it called? The best shots in like cinematic history, and it's like played through Perfect Day by Carol Emerald. That's like a super popular video. So if you want clicks, man, this video is for you. Where are we at? Cats on Mars. This was Cowboy Bebop. Is there a lot of progress on this? Alright, we got text here. The beginning should show off the world before we give an emotion. So for this area, it will be mainly atmosphere. Okay. This one is mainly having fun, not thinking of your problems or woes. This one is about running. This is about our worst realities, our sadness, anxieties, everything we ran from will be here. This will be our end. We face what it is we ran from. We aren't running anymore. Alright, I get you, Jason. I get what you're trying out. Cute. And then this is like, yeah, this is like revealing the underbelly. Oh, wow, Jason, that's crazy. See, this is what I'm best at. Putting shitty situations with very high emotion tracks, like very positive soundtracks. This is like my fucking bread and butter, dude. And of course it ends with what everybody ends it with. My boy killing himself. What a good show. I've never watched it again. I've only watched it like one time. And I would like look at things through these episodes. Like that whole show is just like a one-time experience. I never even seen the movie. I gotta see the movie. Maybe I should watch Evangelion. Gender. Fire. Reflection. I remember Reflection. Reflection was also a very ambitious one. That's why there's nothing here. It was all going to be my own shots, and it was going to be me doing this one song. But every, like, 4 bars, it changes something different, and it would have been a different game, all on, like, the same thing. You know how, like, there's those animations... it's made by the guys at Corridor Digital, well, one of the guys who works at Corridor Digital, where they give everybody an animation template and they just put what they want into it and then they judge it by that. This was kind of like on that level, where the center would have been the attraction point. And there was one with Dishonored. I remember there being a Dishonored scene, but then it would have been moving like this. Yeah, I could see why this never happened. It's a fun idea, but I don't see it holding water. Let's see. Gender. Oh no, fire. What is fire? Non-stop. Oh, this would have been Halo. I could see why this didn't happen, but it was pretty cool. This is Non-Stop from Alexander Hamilton. Something I haven't seen, but I wish I did while I was in New York. This is fun. That's cool. I like that. I can see why it didn't work, but that's pretty fun. That's cool. Nice little sound bit if anybody wants to do that. Gender. What is gender? Fuck you and fuck your marker. What is this? Dead Space. What is the song? Let It Happen? I know what this is. Yeah, I know what this is. Oh, this is so cool. That's awesome. Yeah, it would have been like, it's that one meme where it's like, I love this, gotta be one of my favorite genders. And I think it was gonna be like characters whose entire story progresses through one night. And it would have been Half-Life. I don't think Half-Life Alyx. I think I probably used it in Half-Life Alyx. I know exactly what this would have been. That's so cool. It would have been like Black Mesa. It would have been Halo 3 ODST. It would have been Dead Space 2. And I'm sure I was looking for other stuff in that same vein. OC appreciation post. This was Halo Infinite. This is just me zooming in on my character. Yeah, I know this one. With the song Dicke Titten by Rammstein. And then on the backgrounds, it would have been like plays, like theater-based plays. Yeah, this This design is so goated. I love my character design. I nearly destroyed my GPU recording this because I did the dumbest thing ever where I went into Halo, I like quadrupled the resolution scaling, and I like made all of my settings on like ultra, and it completely blew up my GPU as I was recording it. This is so cool. That's so awesome. But we're getting rid of it. Another day. Another day. I haven't used this design in a long time. I might go back to it. I really this and my Mark IV I really like. I spend more time customizing my character than actually playing the game. If they had like a Spartan fashion show, like video game, $60 price tag, I'd fucking buy that shit in a heartbeat. Where are we? The little things. This shouldn't be here. This is done. This was Halo, it's the little things. So we don't gotta worry about that. This is nothing's new for Dark Souls 3. I actually have a written thing for this. We don't have much, it's just this last shot. So all that this would have been is I would have tried to make it where in this moment it would have been a wide shot and the characters would be on either side, so it would be like Artorias on the left, Chosen Undead on the right, and then it would have switched between like maybe like I don't know, Dancer of the Boreal Valley and the Ashen One, or you know, things like that, where it's like arena fight, switching through all the characters. But let me give you the written thing for this, because I think it's actually very beautiful. I love this piece. Not much to it, but there is a lot. Like, not much to it in video. But I know for certain I have this one. Nothing's new. You're gonna love this. Alright. Nothing's new, Dark Souls. Story. The Chosen Undead is resurrected as the Ashen One and is once again tasked with reigniting the flame. Something that they walked away from before. They walk through this new but also familiar world, and they relive their memories as they meet new people. Memories that they wish they hadn't carried into their new life. Remembering close friends who eventually all were lost. Something you blame yourself for. So the Ashen One walks their journey, keeping others at a distance, but even then, in keeping that distance, they lose another person, Hawkwood, in the process. Even in trying to stay away, you feel the pain of their loss and blame yourself again. What is the point of this life if it is surrounded by a cycle of suffering? What was the point of these bonds if they all ultimately become gone forever? I'm not crying. I'm trying to like not spit as I talk. The Ashen One falls into a despair at the foot of Yorm the Giant, accepting a hollowed fate. The axe comes crashing down until he is staggered by Sigurd of Katarina. Even in your sadness, you muster the strength to help your friend. For even if death is inevitable, you will honor his action to save you. After this, you turn a reluctant new leaf, and use your life as a means to help those you care for. You save and lose again until you come upon the soul of Cinder, and catch a glimpse of your old friends you left behind within it. Your memories, your emotions flood. They're still here. In his defect... In his defect? Huh. What does that mean? Oh, in his defeat. I have fucking awful handwriting. In his defeat, you absorb the soul. You carry them all with you, and then you realize you always did. Your memory of them, their unique, golden, and beautiful temporary moments. Nothing is new. The cycle is endless, but those people, their influence, your memories of them are forever. What a beautiful fucking story. What a pretty story. That will never happen. It was the whole thing was about the friends you made along the way. Oh fuck, we gotta, we're never making this fucking story. The story's never happening. What it was about was, you know, accepting, inevitable loss and loving the people around you regardless is what this whole fucking thing was. And there's a lot of beauty in it. Once again, another story. That's why I'm saying that I've been having such a hard time with editing, because I feel like there's something more I can do with these things besides just, and not, I don't mean to say this in a downplaying way, instead of just putting the clips together. There's like effects I could put in, there's animations I could put in to tell a story. And I think, you know, one of these days I'm really going to be able to find my niche on how to do this kind of stuff, on how to express in a way that feels freeing and I'm not locked down. But this was a super beautiful video. What else am I doing? Yeah, that was Nothing's New for Dark Souls. Let's see. Chandelier. This was gonna be about like my mom. That's what this is gonna be about. Your mama. Aw, this one's so pretty. This one's gonna make me cry. That's rough. This was gonna make me fucking cry. Alright. You never seen Midnight Gospel, dude. So, very, very similar to Nothing's New. The only difference is that it's in the vein of your family rather than your friends, is what it is. I'm not going to stay with this one because I'm going to get way, way, way crushed by it. So let's move on a bit. Perfect Day. What is Perfect Day? Oh, this was going to be for... This is an old one. I have the progress for this in one of my older videos. This was going to be just how I talked about that Carol Emerald, like, best cinematic shots in history. This would have been, like, the best cinematic shots in video games.
Just a perfect day.
Or my favorite, at least.
And then later, I'm glad I spent it with you.
Ah!
Perfect day. Such a perfect day.
Oh, this is awesome.
Just what you saw.
Dude, Bioshock 2. Dude.
You're gonna read
Best game.
just
Best
what
ending to a
you
video game I've
saw.
ever seen. I love Bioshock 2.
You're gonna read just what you
Literally, like, God, that is such a good ending. I'm not gonna talk about it here. That's something. That's like, I'm gonna make, and I don't care what kind of hype I set up for myself. I'm gonna make something for Bioshock 2 that is gonna be my magnum opus. I love this game so much.
just what you sow.
Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Some Wolfenstein. Oh, and look, it ends with Bioshock 2. What a beautiful game. What a beautiful game. This is super fun. I see why I didn't make anything with this. I can see why I didn't do this. I've never been a guy to just make the thing, you know. It needs some meaning to it. And not to say that this doesn't have a meaning. I feel like I was trying to make a meaning, but it wasn't necessarily forming, or it wasn't really forming in front of me. But I mean, its gimmick is that it is a compilation of some of like my favorite shots in games. And you know, that's cool. That's really cool. I could see myself making that again. Where are we? Cells. This was History from Cyberpunk 2077, the song History, and Blade Runner 2049. Which, oh, I don't think I have any of these. What a shame. We can't do anything with this, but it was going to be like the baseline test, and then it would have been the song, and then it would have just been going with the beat against his sounds as it would have gone through the clips. Really cool one. I don't have anything for you. I'm really sorry, but it's a nice one. I know why I didn't make it. It didn't fit with the feeling of the movie for me. Where are we? Sunset for Humanity. A nice one. So it would have just been the audio. Yeah, it would have been a lot of the similarities between Wyatt and Blazkowicz is what it would have been. I know exactly what I was doing here.
Swallowing branches of a great tree, the all-knowing space entity at the center gazing upon him. The kid is approaching the apex of the universe, but it all slipped away in a colossal black.
What a great like monologue, dude. This was so cool. Like it was a really good view of like just a deep depression, and an understandable one. They're in a terrible war. Oh, the rat. Yeah, I remember this. And I think it would have gone into that story as well, between him and the girl. I can also see why this didn't work. That's such an interesting thing that we talked about before, is that Wolfenstein has such an unnatural movement between like emotional pacing. It is very strange, especially in the audio. I get the song and what it was trying to do, but I really feel like it needed to stay here for a lot longer before it got into the rising up. This is really cool. Alright, where are we? We're nearly done. Nearly done. We're at keys. What was keys? Or is it breath? Breath isn't anything, from what I remember. Breath is just using the song from, what is it, Top Gun? Fight Club. Ah, I know what this was. It was going to be using Take My Breath Away, and then the moment that all the buildings explode. Nice emotion. I see why nothing came out of it. It was just a spectacle. Keys. I know what this is. This was going to be Captain Keyes' audio, but I don't know what I was using this for. I think I was probably just moving through cutscenes, because I wanted to go through the last moment. Right here. And then it was Keyes fighting back for those last moments. Or maybe this was an essay. This is such an awesome terminal. That is like this terminal is so representative of what the games are about. Such a good terminal. Where are we? Microfiche. Nothing here. There's nothing to this. It was just gonna be the song, and I was gonna do something with it. I just really like the song. Fantasy. I know what this was. This was gonna be. It was gonna be mainly Dead Space, but I was also using stuff for concept. Like right here, the reason why the Gears of War trailer is here is because it was going to show up right here. Like right here where the screams are. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, this is like my favorite shot in a video game trailer. I get it. I get the vision. I would have to literally make that for Dead Space. But I know exactly what I was doing. I was going to have it where Isaac was going to be alone, and in his insane state, he saw, what was his girlfriend's name? Nicole. He saw Nicole, and Nicole had her like arms stretched out for him to give him to just hold him, and he would have done it, and then it would have kind of just been like her body like contorting and turning into the necromorphs while he was holding her. Yeah, that was like kind of the emotion I was going for. Super cool video. What was this? It's like heavily based off of the Die Fantasy fan music video that people used a long time ago, like traumatized kids. that was the entire thing of this. I get it. Oh, it's such a good shot. I feel you, Jason. I get what you're trying. Cool video. Hit it. I think this was for TF2. And it was just a little nice thing for Meet the Pyro. Is super sampling on? Yeah, super sampling is definitely on or something. Yeah, I was just having fun here. I don't think there was ever a plan for this to exist. Nightmare. This is just a splicing of Nightmare. I think that there was something I was going to try and make with that, probably for Bioshock 2 or something else. The Target. This was Better Call Saul, right? Yeah, Better Call Saul. I really liked the song that was right here, and I would have wanted to use it for the show. But I have another thing that's pretty fun for Better Call Saul that I've always thought about, and I might make it. I might make it. Sustain is an old one, man. Dude, I don't even have anything for this. Sustain was literally gonna be the entirety of Halo 3 ODST in one song, and it was going to be moving from Buck to Rookie, and it was going to be tracking both of their times, and like them meeting each other at the same time was exactly what it was going to be. Super cool one. I'm actually glad you don't have anything on this. All you have is the song and the game. That's all you need. I can't wait to make that one day. Ain't It Funny was Eric Andre show, which was cool. There was some stuff here. It actually mixed up really well, but I can't really do anything with it because I don't have the files. No. Oh, this is whenever I had like the older version of Vegas too. This one's that old. Can't imagine. Yeah, this one was fun. I can see why I didn't make it. Goodbye. This was Last of Us 2. Dude, this is probably the oldest project I have. Oh my god, look at the progress on this. Dude, this is insane. Wow. This is such a freaking animal on its own. There was so much to this. But I get why we never made it. It was something that I wanted to make before the game came out. And then the game did come out. And the game was so wildly... Even though like I knew some things before the game came out because there were leaks. this trailer just wouldn't have worked. And it was kind of succeeded by the Your Day Will Come trailer from the Last of Us TV show. And I'm fine with that. This was I have old clips of this on one of my older videos. So if you ever want to see like some of this, it's going to be in that older one. But yeah, man, that was this. That was this whole thing. What a sick video. I bet you I could remake most of it with this project file. But I think it's best just being here. This is actually one of the ones that's making me like regret this decision right now. That's making me like kind of regret this because look at all the work that's been done here. But in saying that, all I would do is just look at it. I would not work through any of this. Wow, dude. I think that was it. That's all of them. Yeah, that's everything, man. What a crazy thing. So that's all that's in Vegas. All right. Well, yeah. That was everything that we made. I actually can't wait to get rid of it so I can have a clean slate to work in DaVinci. Vegas was awesome. I had Vegas since I was like 9 years old. When I think it was like I had like probably Vegas. I don't even know. I think like I didn't have 13 when I was 9, but I remember Vegas 13 was the one I used for like years. I used Vegas forever. Vegas 13 forever. Such awesome memories with this thing. But yeah, I'm gonna start making shit. I'm gonna start making new things. Am I never gonna touch these again? No, of course not. I'll make something I want to make. But yeah, thank you if you stuck along this far. I don't know how I'm gonna edit this. This is gonna be such a weird video to edit because I'm gonna have to cross through showing you actual footage, me reacting to footage, and me going through the footage. But you know, it should be fun. It should be easy, enjoyable. But yeah, that was it. So thank you for sticking by. I'll see you in the next thing I make. This was really cool. Take care.